After more than 3 decades behind bars for a murder he says he did not commit, a man who was released on house arrest during the pandemic is now going back to prison. But as William Brangham reports, many questions remain about whether Florida is locking up an innocent man for the rest of his life. It's part of our ongoing series, Searching for Justice.
Today was supposed to be a day of celebration for 65-year-old Crossley Green. A chance for this grandfather to be with his family and celebrate his continued freedom.
You're gonna walk out here and ain't gonna come see me.
After 32 years behind bars, Green was freed in 2021, awaiting appeal of a murder conviction he says he's not guilty of. So for 2 years, he's been living in Titusville, Florida, under house arrest.
This is my first day out in the afternoon like this, away from home, okay? Out to a park, anywhere really.
So did you have to get permission to do this?
Yes, I had to get permission to do this.
Wow.
You know, so it means a lot to get away from the house in the afternoon like this here and just enjoy myself. You say I can't throw? Watch it.
But on his way here, he got terrible news. He's being sent back to prison to serve the rest of his life sentence. So Green put on a brave face, but decided to wait to tell his family.
I want to enjoy my day out here with these kids. And I want these kids to enjoy their day. I want to enjoy my family, and I want them to enjoy me.
The Crossley Green case, in my opinion, is just a racial hoax. It's a case of just pure injustice.
Reporter John Torres of Florida Today has covered Crossley Green's case since 2009, and he hosts a podcast about it.
Somebody was killed, and a black man was blamed.
In 1989, a man named Chip Flynn was shot in an old orange grove in Mims, Florida. The woman Flynn was with that night, his ex-girlfriend, Kim Halleck, told police an unknown black man shot him.
He'd been shot, asked him who he was, who did this, and all he would say was, "I'm hurt, take me home."
Diane Clark was a patrol sergeant with the Brevard County Sheriff's Office back then. She was first on the scene and talked to Chip Flynn before he died. So he never said that a black man shot me or some stranger shot me?
No, he never said who shot him. That's what we were trying to get out of him, was who did this, so we would have something to go on. And all he would say is, "I'm hurt, take me home."
Acting on a tip, police arrested Crossley Green. He lived in the area, and police knew the 31-year-old because he was a small-time drug dealer.
So this is where Kim Halleck and Chip Flynn were parked in a Lover's Lane area, back over there, I believe.
At trial, John Torres says 3 witnesses testified they'd heard Green confess to the killing, but all later recanted, alleging they'd been coerced. Despite there being no physical evidence tying Green to the crime, he was convicted of kidnapping, robbery, and murder.
A black man was picked up and put on trial, and all-white jury sent him to Florida's death row. And there's no physical evidence in the case. Every witness has recanted. There is nothing that ties Crossley Green to this case at all. And the one witness who survived the attack, she told police several accounts of what happened that night. And the responding officers who showed up to the scene of the crime, of the murder, they all believed it was her.
There's no way he shot him. It's just, he didn't do it. And I will say that to my last breath. And it kind of will probably haunt me till the day I die.
Clark and her fellow officer told prosecutor Chris White he ought to consider Kim Halleck the likelier suspect. While the NewsHour's attempts to reach Kim Halleck were unsuccessful, she told the Washington Post in an interview published today, quote, "I testified to the truth. Green needs to go back to where he belongs." You have all of these reservations about the story that this woman, Kim Halleck, is saying about an unknown black assailant. Did you share those with the prosecutor?
Yes, I said to him, I personally don't believe that this is any black man. You need to look at Kim Halleck. I feel she's involved in this. And it's in his notes, but didn't matter, I guess.
Green's lawyers say prosecutors initially offered him a plea deal. Admit your guilt and you'd have a lesser sentence. Green refused.
No, I would never take a plea deal on something I didn't commit or do. I wouldn't care if they offered me 5 years, 3 years. I wouldn't have took that plea because I didn't do that crime.
So for nearly 20 years, Crossley Green was on death row in Florida. But then in 2009, lawyers at this law firm in Washington got his death sentence changed to life in prison. And what's more, lawyers here say they made a key discovery. Gene Thomas of Crowell and Mooring says prosecutor Chris White never shared with Green's defense team the notes he took about his meeting with Diane Clark and the other officer.
He writes in his notes, Diane and Mark think the girl did it.
That succinctly.
That succinctly. Now, if we had been able to put those two white first responding officers on the stand in his trial and use the information that was developed from these notes in this trial, again, before an all-white jury, we believe that it would likely have changed the outcome of the trial.
In 2018, a federal court agreed, ruling that that omission was what's known as a Brady violation, withholding material that could have helped Green's case. It ordered that he be released or retried. The state of Florida appealed. Prosecutor Chris White, now retired, told the NewsHour he has no doubt that Crossley Green is guilty and that a judge and jury agreed. About those written notes that he didn't turn over, he wrote, quote, "Officers' opinions as to guilt are inadmissible in evidence, so it never crossed my mind that I had to disclose theirs." 3 years later, during the pandemic and still waiting on the state's appeal, Green was released on home arrest into the welcoming arms of his family. Over the last 2 years, he's started life again. He got a full-time job, devoted himself even more to his faith, found a loving partner, and got engaged. He says he still believes in America's justice system.
Of course I still have faith in the justice system. I have thought a lot of times that God did this for a reason. God spared my life. I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? He got something planned for me because I'm not sad, I'm not angry, and I don't hate no one. That's all in the past with me. I'm just looking forward.
But last year, the 11th Circuit Court ruled in favor of Florida, reinstating Crossley Green's life sentence. When the U.S. Supreme Court declined to hear his appeal, his legal options had run out.
My lawyer called me today as soon as I got off work.
And now he has to tell his family the latest, that he's been ordered back to prison.
The judge made a decision that I got to surrender myself, but I want y'all to know I'm okay. I'm okay, but I need y'all to hold me up. Keep standing up, keep holding me up. You hear me, Shirley?
His family says they're still struggling to understand how this is happening.
There is no evidence, but yet still you finna send them back to prison again. What's the purpose of tearing our hearts open all over again?
I really don't understand the system. I really don't. They don't fail us and failed us and failed us so many times. It's just like, what's next?
Green's lawyers say his only hope now would be parole or a grant of clemency from Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis.
So I'm taking it every moment I can take to feel and love and do the things I want to do. And I'm praying that the good Lord would just bless me again, give me freedom again, which I think I'm truly going to get.
You do?
You know? I really truly think I'm going to get my freedom. I can't say when, but I'm going to get it. Listen.
This afternoon, Crossley Green surrendered himself to police in Orlando, Florida, and he'll soon be returned to prison. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm William Brangham.